Welcome. Welcome to what we call Monday with Dale. That's a name that was given to it a couple years ago, and it kind of stuck. We basically do this call every Monday at this same time, and it is a chance for us to kind of bring everybody up to date. I kind of break it down into three sections. The first section is for training for new people. Okay, so bring it when you have new people, please bring them on here so we can kind of give them a little bit of an orientation on where to connect with our support groups and where to get their training, where to do everything that they need to do so they feel comfortable being here. Okay, so that's the first 15 or 20 minutes. And then we also, after that, I usually either do some training or I bring on a guest that we can chat with, and they either do some training or they at least give you an idea of where they're coming from, how they got into business, how they've succeeded, what's working for them. So again, this is kind of what we try to do. We do this every week, and some weeks we have 5-6 people on it. Sometimes we've had 140 people on it. So it depends on what's going on. It depends on the activities out there. It depends on where we are in the world as far as summer. Like right now it's summer in the United States, so a lot of people are vacationing, so we don't see some of them as often as we normally would. I know in Africa you're in the midst of your what would be quote your winter, which would seem warm to me, but again, things change through the season. So that's kind of why we do this. So again, welcome to this call. As I said, we try to create a family atmosphere of support. We try to connect new affiliates to support groups, training and orientation, and we try to create procedure, on how to do this. And this is the ideal procedure for people that want to grow. Okay, if you don't know, most of you do, but if you don't know, every Thursday, Chris Bailey and I do an opportunity presentation for the African market. It's at 9 p.m. Kenyan time. It's 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. So again, we try to put it into a time frame where it's comfortable for you guys. You can get done work and be available to watch it. Okay, so every Thursday we do the opportunity call, Chris Bailey and myself, and then ideal situation is get your people to that. Get them, invite all your prospects there. Let us do the heavy lifting. Let us do the work. And then once they've watched us, if they decide they want to join, which hopefully they will, at that point in time, get them enrolled, and then let's get them to onto the Josh Swagle's new onboarding call so that they have an idea of what they should be doing. They'll be told about their website, how their website works, about where all the information is. Get them so they're feeling very comfortable about what they are doing, and why they got in. And then from there, they come to this call, and we will do a little bit more orientation for them. We'll get them connected with support groups. We'll do everything we need to do so that by the end of that first week, okay, they have joined, probably second guessed themselves, found out about the onboarding, learn more about what we do, came to this call, got trained on this. Right after this call, of course, we're going to have our weekly AkashX training with Asia. If they want to come on and watch that, they can do that too. So by the time they've been in the business for, say, 4 or 5 days, they have a strong connection to what we're doing. Okay, they feel comfortable. They feel like they've got people in their corner, and they're not sitting there thinking, "Oh God, what did I do? Who am I? Where do I go from here?" Okay, so that first 4 or 5 days is so important to get them feeling comfortable with their decision. Okay, and then from there we can have ongoing training. We keep them invested in what we're doing. We keep them up to date on the business, and they feel like, yes, I've joined something that I feel comfortable in, and I want to be part of. So that's my long-winded story on what we do. Communication is key. And I want you all, if you're new to this call, my personal phone number is the +1 802-343-9075. That's again, the +sign 1-802-343-9075. That that number will get me on WhatsApp. You can call me, you can get me on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Viber, you can text me. In other words, there's a lot of ways you can reach me. I prefer that you message me first. If you decide you want to talk to me in person on a phone call or whatever, message me first, because I'm doing this all the time. And if you just make a phone call out of the clear blue, you might catch me when I'm doing something like this, and I won't be able to pick up. So just message me first. Schedule a time, and that way, when you do call, I can give you all my time, and we can really walk you through whatever your concerns are, or whatever the things you want to learn. I'll be able to focus directly on you. So just keep that in mind. Also, you can reach me on Dale Franklin .378 on Facebook. That's Dale Franklin .378. That's my Facebook address. Feel free to join me. Feel free to message me on Facebook Messenger, and or call me through Facebook Messenger once we have something scheduled. Okay. So again, I'm trying to set this up so the only way you can fail is not to put in the work. If you need any help whatsoever, you're going to be able to receive it. You're going to be able to find the support you need. You're going to be able to find the training you need. You're going to be able to understand the products, and when new products come on, you're going to know about them. You're going to know about everything that you need to know about to be successful. So what I'm trying to do here is, if you do not do well at this business, it will not be my fault. You'll have to look inside into your inner self, because we're going to try to give you every bit of support we can. I want to switch now and just share my screen. Out of the way. For those who've been on this call before, you know, this is where I point new people to find out more about the business. Now, this website was put together by a friend of mine, Barbara DeZetis, and she did a wonderful job. And this is basically one of my recruiting tools. So don't just send prospects here who haven't already enrolled with you. You're more than welcome to come in here and take anything you want, copy and paste it in your own stuff. Or again, if you've already enrolled somebody, feel free to send them here, and they can learn from some of the information we have. If they want to know more about me, there's Who is Dale. If they want to know more about what's going on, they can go to this opportunity blog, and they come down through here and see what is happening currently and what's coming up. Then you got over here, you got products. For instance, we used Fuel Factor X. If somebody if you're in Africa right now, the three main products we have to sell are Cash-X, High Life Travel, and Fuel Factor X. We hope to have more very soon, but those are the three primary ones. And Fuel Factor X is just an incredible product for the African market. We've been there before. The last time prices were this high with this product, it was in a different name, and we made a lot of Africans super successful. Okay, we saved a lot of Africans a tremendous amount of money on their fuel. And so, yeah, again, we know it's going to happen again, because our prices are higher now than they were then. So if you have people that you're trying to talk to about Fuel Factor X, well, you don't know much about it, you can either come here and learn, or you can come and take some of this information and take it and use it to present to people. You can do whatever you need to do to become the quote expert on the product. Okay. You don't have to know everything about the product to get started. You need to know where to go to get the information. So depending on who you're talking to, you know, somebody might just want to see a short video on what the product does, and that'll intrigue them. You might want somebody who wants to see a full presentation, and we have the slideshow right here. They might have some frequently asked questions, and we have the answers right here. You might have people who want to hear testimonials, we got them. You may have some real engineer types that are going to want to know specifics, and you can go here to the technical pages and get a lot of information about our product. You can come here and get some when they want data. There's plenty of data here on how it works and what it does. And then we have material safety data sheets. We have a bunch of tests. These are called carbon mass balance tests. These will actually test the exhaust coming out of these vehicles and tell you, through the test, it's going to tell you how efficient everything is working. So you can do it. They do it before and after on vehicles, so you can see how well our product works, how it reduces emissions, how it's making your field go longer, be more economical for the business that's being tested. So again, tremendous amount of information here, depending on who you're talking to and what they want to know. So again, I just don't want you to feel that you have to know all this stuff before you get started. You don't. You just need to know where the information is so you can come and get it when you need it. So that's under products. Then connections. Connections to me is the most important one, because here you come and you've got your emails, email list. You can subscribe to our email list so that we keep you informed there. You can come in and join Telegram if you haven't got the Telegram app. You can always come right here and click on it here and download it. And once you get it on your phone, then you can set up so that you can follow a lot of our Telegram chats. We have the Dale Franklin channel, which talks about all the products that we sell here. You got the My Daily Choice latest news channel. It comes right from the corporate office. We have the new Fun chat on Telegram, which is Fun stands for Freedom United Network, Unified Network, and that's a large group of our affiliates within the company. So you have people you can chat with, that you can talk to, you can ask questions of, and it's, again, you're becoming part of the community that is My Daily Choice. Then of course we have WhatsApp, which is very important, very popular in Africa, Asia, and South America, and we have a lot of information there. We have Dale's information funnel. We have MDC Africa 2.0. We have a special African Notices channel, which you can go to all these and chat. We have Facebook. You can join me on my Facebook. You can become one of my friends on Facebook and chat with me that way. You can also join the Facebook groups. The Fun House of Brands, Fun Training, Team We, which is Chris Bailey's. Oh, I got a couple people I got in here. Okay, good. We got the Team We, which is Chris Bailey's team. Chris Bailey, because him and I do our opportunity presentation every Thursday. We have the Win Testimonials and the Win Network, which is basically Win stands for who is next. Win Testimonials are a lot of testimonials on our products, being told by people who've used them, have an emotional attachment to them. That's a fantastic way to use those to sell to other people. And then the Win Network, again, is another place to go and chat with people and learn more, be able to put in your 2 cents. If you have some ideas about some of the products or a testimonial yourself, you can add them there, or you can learn from the people that are already there. I'm going to skip YouTube for just a second. We're going to come down here to the Zoom meetings. These keep you up to date on everything that's going on throughout the week for My Daily Choice. We have the Fun Power Push every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which is 30 minutes of specific activities to help you succeed faster. 5-minute time frames of doing certain things like friending people on Facebook and doing follow-ups and things like that. Things that are going to help you build your business, and you can do it all within a 30-minute time frame. There's every Monday, Josh Swagel does his MDC Live CEO report. You want to go to those, keep up to date what's going on there. Obviously, you got this call right now, Monday with Dale. We have the ongoing weekly Akashics training, which is something that I also sponsor. It's going to happen right after this, and you're more welcome to join us after this meeting. And then we have the Fun Huddle, which is going to be 8:30 Eastern Standard Time in the United States, which would be 3:30 a.m. in Kenya. Obviously, middle of the night. Probably aren't going to come on that one, but you're more welcome to join it if you want to. Wednesdays, again, Fun Power Push. Thursdays, we have the Fuel Factor X presentation by Chris Bailey and myself. There, and as you see all of these, you see there's the Zoom links, there's the passwords if you need them, everything you need to join these. There's no excuse not to be able to come on. Every third Thursday of the month, we're going to be having a launch party through the fun group. And so you can invite people to that. Again, Fridays is Power Push, and then every month, usually on the second Saturday of the month, this coming month is going to be August 12th, we have a Super Saturday. It's about 90 minutes long. It is basically broken into little segments of 8 to 12 minutes each, which different speakers speak. They give you some training. They give you some ideas of how to build this business. I have never had anyone come on a Super Saturday in which they hadn't. It's full of information, and you always walk away with something that's going to help you. Last on this list is on where did I put it here? Up here on the YouTube. The reason I want to show you YouTube, we have over 200 videos. Okay, 200 videos that we've done over the last 3-4 years that help you with training, interviews with top-notch leaders, training on opportunity presentations, training on the comp plan, training on how to find more people to talk to. It just goes on and on and on. If you break it down by playlists, it's going to break it down into sections as far as we have a CashX training, we have regular training, we have training with Spanish subtitles, we have opportunity presentations, comp plan training, French subtitles, Ukrainian subtitles, Swahili subtitles, everything you can think of. The one that I think that I'm most proud of is this one right here, Starter Set. The Starter Set consists of 8 videos that if you weren't able to join us for anything else, if you for some reason you lost contact with us, as long as you had these 8 videos, you would have all the information you need to build a huge team wherever you are in the world. It consists of Chris Bailey's full opportunity presentation, which includes all of our different products. We have one that's one of the copy of one of our presentations we do on Thursdays with the FFX. So in other words, by using these videos, you're never stuck to just a Thursday call. You can download these and play them anytime you want to, 24/7, 7 days a week. Anytime you want to show somebody an opportunity presentation, they're here to be used. So please use them. We have another one that's an intro to our CashX, another one that's an introduction to our High Life Travel, which is our prepaid travel savings program. We have one here that's I've got to update this one because this is the back office, and now with Josh's new onboarding, we're probably going to put that there in its place. We have one on relationship mapping, a training that teaches you how to build your team using your friends on Facebook. We have 2 trainings on compensation plan. Well, the first one is kind of an overview, and the second one is very specific on how to not only make yourself as much money as possible, but to also make your teammates as much money as possible. And you're going to want to do that, guys, because if you make sure that all your people on your team are making the maximum they can on their binary, you're going to be able to make more money through Leadership Check Match. So again, it's going to benefit you to help your team because you're going to make more money by doing it. All right, let's get out of this. So that kind of covers everything there. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one other thing. You'll see Jody Levanway on here. Jody Levanway every day, every night does a listing of what's going on in the near future. So and she puts it in a lot of the groups. So you're always going to know what's coming up. She handles things like the daily schedules of what's coming up, so you know what's happening. Corporate calls, special contests, product launches, any kind of specials the company has, everything is out there, so you know about it. Okay. So again, the communication we've worked very, very hard to make sure you have everything you need to be successful. You just got to employ it. So the last thing, we already talked about Super Saturday. I want to mention a couple others. A lot of you on here from the African market have connections to England, to United Kingdom, to people living in London. And we're going to have an MDC acceleration training, which is a 3-day event coming up in London. It's coming up September 15th through the 17th. If you attend it, it's going to cost you about it's going to cost right now, it's on sale, $149 to be part of it. And you're going to have trainers, which are going to include Mark Aceta, one of the top trainers in the world. I got to watch him in Nashville a couple weeks ago. This man is incredible. as far as his training, his personality, everything about him. You're going to enjoy him. So that is September 15th through the 17th in London, England. And then the next one, this is the one you guys should all be trying to get to. The international convention is coming up in Miami Beach, Florida, United States. It's coming up October 26th through the 29th. Right now, tickets are $199 US each, early bird. And if you're interested in doing that, you're going to want to start working on your visa. Okay, don't wait till the last minute on a visa, or you probably won't be able to get there. And if you're having a problem getting visas, check with Stephen at the office in Nairobi. He can certainly help you. So those are the things coming up. So that's enough of me talking. I got a couple more people trying to get on here, and I want to bring up our speaker. I just looked, it's been a little while since he's been on, but Chris Robinson is blessed us today to come on this call. For those who are new, Chris Robinson is the first affiliate with MDC. Okay, he's a super affiliate. He's a rancher. He owns a construction company. He has owned a trucking company. He is a strategic thinker and doer, obviously, because of where he is. You know, there's a lot of people that sit there and think, wow, if I did this, this, and this, I could be wealthy. And then they never do it. Well, that's not Chris. Chris comes up with ideas on how to expand his wealth, expand his reach, and then he goes out and does it. He's been spending a lot of time over in Asia recently. I mean, the guy is everywhere. So again, we got a nickname for him. He's called the Cannabis Cowboy because of his work with some of our product lines. I've known him now for almost 15 years. I consider him a close friend and certainly a business mentor of mine. And I think you'll enjoy listening to what he has to say today. So Chris, are you on the call?
I am here. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. How you doing?
I'm phenomenal. Dale, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You're finally at home for a while, huh?
Yeah, I slowed down. I ended up with a little bit of a cold and stuff, so it's a good time to be home. So, it's awesome. It's good to be here and good to spend some time with the family for sure.
I'm sure, because it seemed like it was a month and a half there. You were everywhere.
It was like 6 months.
That's true. Chris, there's some new people on here that I haven't heard you speak before, and so I'd really like you to, at the beginning, just kind of give us a little bit of history of Chris Robinson. You know, give us a little bit of your life before MDC, why you joined network marketing, and where it's taken you, and then from there we'll go on to some training. But give us a little bit of a history on your background.
Yeah, you betcha. So, well, first of all, Dale, thanks for all you do, man, and thanks for keeping the Mondays with Dale's alive and rolling. It's always good to be on here. You've been doing these for a long time, and I hear from the field a lot how much they appreciate this call and all that you do. So for me to you as well, thanks for everything you do, man. Okay, so for those of you that don't know who I am, as Dale said, my name's Chris Robinson. I'll give you a real quick Dun & Bradstreet, then we're going to jump into business. I've been married for 22 years. I have 4 daughters, 1 granddaughter. Yeah, all girls for this guy. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but I did something right. The good Lord keeps smiling at me and keeps sending them little girls into the family, so that's good. And then I live on a ranch here in southeast Idaho. I do a lot of farming, a lot of ranching. I have a lot of hay equipment. I also I've owned and operated a construction company for 22 years now, well, 21 years. And I've always just been a serial entrepreneur. And it started way young. You know, I dropped out of high school when I was 15 years old. That was the last education I ever received. Started my construction career when I was 18 years old, and has just been on that entrepreneur journey at all times. But what's got me to here was the year 2008. I don't know how many of you remember the last time we had a high inflation. We had, gas prices, fuel prices doubled and tripled and caused all this problem and instability in the economy on a global scale. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So it's kind of gone that full circle, 2008 to 2010. When you look back in history, 2022 to 2024 or 5 is going to look exactly the same. And we're right in the middle of it right now. But at that time, my fuel bill for all my businesses I was running at the time was about 100,000 US dollars per month. And so I went on the hunt and I went and looked at all these aftermarket parts. I looked at products. I looked at fuel additives, fuel treatments, biodiesel, anything I could do to cut my fuel bill. And that's when I ran into this magic in a bottle called Fuel Factor X. And after testing it for about 3 months, and I realized I was saving 13 to 15% across the board. For me, that's, you do the math on that, you're saving, 25,000 US dollars a month. You get pretty excited about it. And so I started telling other people. What I learned was everybody was looking to save money on fuel. Even if they just had one car, save 20 bucks a month, 20 bucks a month, 40 bucks a month, 40 bucks a month, whatever that looks like. But what I found out in the long run was people were actually more excited to share the fuel savings and earn money doing that. And so we created a massive movement. It actually bled through. Dale was part of that. Josh Swagel, our CEO and founder, was part of that. We was all part. That's what got us into this industry, was this fuel treatment. And, we had a massive run, a ton of success, a little bit of luck, and everybody made a lot of money, including a lot of people in Africa made a whole bunch of money. And in 2014, Josh Swagel decided there was more to the network marketing space that he could bless. And so he started his own company, asked me to be the first affiliate in the company. We resigned from the company we was in, and now we've been running strong for 8.5, almost 9 years with My Daily Choice. And, it's funny because from the day we started this company, I still remember one of the very first phone calls ever. Josh was telling me, we've got to make a big impact in Africa. We've got to make a big impact in Africa. And, honestly, we was there. We was rolling some massive volume. Lots of big checks were being cashed. COVID hit. And just like everything else, it's a rebuild now. But I can tell you right now, this is the perfect time. The perfect storm has already brewed, and we're in the midst of it, as I mentioned before. People need more money than they needed a year ago just to pay the same amount of bills. That's what inflation does. So they're looking for a way to subsidize, maybe a little side hustle, different things. People's looking to save money on fuel, and people's looking to be a part of something that gives them a positive outlook on life. And that's what this industry is all about. So what I want to impress upon you is now, whether you've been here for 5 years or you've been here for 5 days, this product, Fuel Factor X, as well as our Akashics product with that new bot and stuff that's really cranking out some good returns, and people are excited about that. You guys have the best of both worlds in the physical product asset as well as the digital space that we've brought into your markets through My Daily Choice. I was doing some research this morning, and Dale, I want to hit on this for a few minutes before I kick it back over to you and we can talk a little bit. Fuel prices in Africa, and this is USD per liter. Uganda, $1.41. Kenya, $1.39. Tanzania, $1.19. Nigeria, 69 cents. Nigeria is half the cost of fuel that it is around most of the rest of the Africa nations. Now, why do I bring this up? Brought this up for one reason, because right now, Nigeria is stocking out of FFX every single week. We cannot ship it there fast enough. Matter of fact, the shipment that landed Friday is gone. And it was pallets. It's gone. I was just talking to Josh right before the call. He's sending over another 50,000 foil packs and 2,000 bottles and another shipment right behind it. And it's gone. Why do I share this? I share this for one reason. If 69 cents a liter can attract that kind of volume, think of how much you can do at $1.39, $1.20, $1.40 per liter in the other Africa markets. And the fuel just keeps going up and up and up and up. I know for a fact that Kenya, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and some others are going to far surpass what Nigeria is doing. The difference is Nigeria just got a bunch of people excited and went rocking and rolling, and that's exactly where we're at there. And we are, addressing some of the growing pains. We've done pretty good in Kenya, You know, we're looking at some awesome stuff happening in Tanzania and Uganda. And we're almost through some of the programming stuff that's kind of been hindrance for some of you guys. Some of the pay stuff we're still working on, and we're super close, which will really just take the gloves off your hands and let you just go to work and really do some incredible things. And I know this is the year that this is going to happen, the back half of 2023 for a lot of you that's out there working. We're doing some good things currently in these markets. I just know it's going to 2x, 5x, and 10x with, the worse the economy gets, the higher fuel prices get, the more people are looking to make money, the better this industry is. And in times like this, the best product in this whole entire industry is Fuel Factor X. And we have 1,000 products just here in My Daily Choice. So when I say that, I'm serious. I mean, Fuel Factor X can be a game changer for you and your family. I see Sue's got her Fuel Factor X hoodie on. I love that. That's awesome. That's a good looking hoodie there. Awesome, awesome representing. So yeah, so look, I mean, really, it only takes 3 things to make all the money that you ever dreamed of with My Daily Choice and with Fuel Factor X, Akash X, and everything that's going to be coming down the pipe for you in the future. Is you just got to do these 3 things. Write these down if you're taking notes. You got to pay attention, meaning be on the calls, stay plugged in, follow the corporate emails, get in the corporate chats, plug in, and not just plug yourself in, but plug your teams in. Build your teams and plug them in. So that's the first thing. Pay attention or be coachable. The second thing you got to do is get excited. I mean, if the statistics I just said don't excite you, I don't know how else gets you excited, because from a business mind, which is what I have, those are very, very exciting and attractive numbers for those of you sitting in some of these markets. And you have the answer to the solution to the problem in the palm of your hand. So be excited. And if you're excited, tell your face about it. Get excited on the calls. Be excited when you're talking to people. Be excited when you're on corporate stuff. But really, excitement is contagious. And if you can get excited and stay excited, you're going to do some incredible things. And then really the last thing, and Dale hit on this just a little bit, is never quit. If you never, ever quit, you cannot fail. There's people right now, and I'm just using round numbers because I can't really give solid numbers because of FTC rules and different things. But there's people right now in Nigeria that have been here for 4 years and made a few $100s in 4 years. Now they're making a few $1,000s a week and a month because they paid attention, they stayed excited, but most importantly, they never quit. And some of you are in that exact same situation in the market you're in. So I know we're going to do some big things in a lot of the other Africa markets. I know a lot of you have been here a while helping us push through this, but it's working now. We have social proof. It's working, it's cranking, it's crushing it, and now it's just all your guys' turns to do that as well. So Dale, with that being said, anything in particular you want me to go into deeper, or let me know what you need, man.
Well, I'd love you to, there's several people on here you haven't seen before, quite a few people actually. And so I'd kind of like you to tell, well, I'm stumbling here. What I'd like you to let us know about is what you would do if you were brand new and you were just starting out, how you would do it.
Yeah, so I would follow, so I gave you 3 rules. Now I'm going to give you the golden rule. The golden rule is this: closed mouths don't get fed. So the first thing I would do is plant my mind on the first 3 rules: pay attention, get excited, never quit. Then I would start opening my mouth and telling everybody I know about the opportunity of earning an unlimited amount of income, saving everybody you know money on fuel. And it's a real quick sales technique to push in Fuel Factor X is, look, and you guys actually have a better market than even Dale and I in the US, and here's why. Because the less refined the fuel is, the better Fuel Factor X works. So basically, the dirtier the fuel, the better it works. And in America and Europe have the cleanest fuels on planet Earth. Africa, not so much. So you guys are actually going to see a higher benefit for the same amount of product and the same dollars of product in a tank coming back out in a return on investment. So I'm actually comfortable with you guys telling people 15 to 20% on your fuel bill, where here we say 10 to 12. So not only is your fuel more expensive, but it works better. And so just think of the empire you can build if you really, get excited, like I said, and then follow the golden rule that closed mouths don't get fed. Meaning, if you're not talking to people or on social media or in chats or text or whatever, exposing what you have your hands on, then nobody's even know you're in business to buy your product or join your team. So here's my whole pitch. And really, I turn it into an IQ test when I'm talking to people, because it really is. So if I was talking to Dale, I'd be like, hey, Dale, do you buy gas or diesel? Yes. Say, do you like the prices of it? Everybody says no. I say, what if I told you I can save you 15% on your fuel bill, and all you got to do is try a product 60 days for free, and if it doesn't double the money you spend on it in fuel savings, I'll refund your money. There's the IQ test. Because if somebody's not willing to spend $49 to save $120, you're talking to the wrong person. And don't get so caught up in selling. It's really just a sorting game. You want to talk to as many people as you can in one day without getting bogged down with all the questions. Dale gave you all the resources you could ever need to point people to. If you're paying attention to the first of this call, he showed you frequently asked questions. He showed you videos that explain how the product worked. He showed you everything. So if people ask questions, I'd say, hey, Dale, you got questions? I'm going to shoot you this video. I'll call you back later tonight. And on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And if you expose enough people to Fuel Factor X, I promise you, you're going to make a whole bunch of money, and you're going to save people money on fuel. And more importantly, other people's going to take notice of what you're doing, and they're going to want to be a part of it. And then you can start to build teams of people and really help them change their financial future, not just for them, but for their generation of families to come. So brand new in the business, I'll do exactly what I did in 2008. Within, I would say within a 30-day period of me being in network marketing, I personally knew 0 people that didn't know what I was doing. And that's where all my success came from. Everybody knew. I was loud, I was excited. I told everybody about it. And I mean, it was pretty simple. My whole pitch to all my friends and family was, I'm going to go make millions of dollars with this company in this industry. And I just didn't want you mad I didn't talk to you about it first. Here's your shot. And that's really what it was. Some people thought I was full of beans and they didn't listen. Well, I did exactly what I told them I was going to do. And some came along, and some have been here for the whole journey and done some incredible things. So I seen somebody in the chat put it, keep it simple. That's exactly what you got to do. If you can keep it simple, you're going to make your life easier. And more importantly, in this business, it's all about duplication. Hard or complicated does not duplicate. Simple and easy does duplicate. So you notice when I was giving you this pitch that I use, I don't talk about organometallics or lubricants or any of this stuff unless they ask those questions. It's all about just exposing people to fuel savings. Here's the problem. Here's the solution. Problem, high fuel prices. Solution, Fuel Factor X. And my mentor told me, one of my mentors, when I was like 19 years old, he told me, he said, Chris, the people that find the solutions to the biggest problems make the most money. I'd say fuel prices are a pretty big problem. One of the biggest problems we face today, because if you really think about it, fuel prices dictate life. They dictate how much the hat on your head costs when it gets delivered to your house. They dictate how much the food you put in your mouth is, because tractors and farming equipment all take fuel, as well as the transportation trucks. So I'm trying to open your minds up to how big of an opportunity you have right now, but you gotta want it. You gotta be hungry, and you gotta go get it. So brand new, that's what I would do. Tell everybody.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks. Hey, a couple of things that I was just thinking when you were saying that, when we were doing this back in 2008, 2009, and prices of fuel were not as high as they are now. And yet the price of Fuel Factor X is the same price right now that it was then. And I get a kick out. I had a guy from Nigeria recently tell me that he says, well, if your price is too high on your product, and I go, how can it be too high? It's the same price it was in 2009, and we made millionaires in Africa. So
Well, and you're right. I mean, I don't care if this bottle costs $1 million. If it saves me 2 million, I'm going to buy 6.
exactly.
Just the way it is. So
Exactly.
the cost of the product is irrelevant as long as your return on investment at 15 to 20% is in the black and not the red. It's a good investment.
I
And,
love your,
and really, why some just popped in my head I want to touch on.
Sure.
Fuel savings is really only half the benefit of this product. I mean, what about the global climate crisis that is happening right now? And you can save 1/3 on emissions just by using the product. You know, cars are they wear out. What if you can make your car last longer? I mean, all of those other benefits are on top. And in diesel, for example, you use less diesel exhaust fluid. You use less, you regen less, all that. So there's so much more benefit. Honestly, Dale, that product could quit saving me money on fuel altogether. And if all the other benefits were still true like they are today, I would still buy the product and use it.
oh, sure. I've been using the product for 15 years, no matter what the fuel, you know, I own my own automotive facility. We took the top off my engine to look at my engine a year or so ago, just to see what it looked like. It was like brand new. I mean,
Yeah, crazy how much they are.
yeah, I got a truck with 140,000 miles on it, and the motor looks like it did the day it came off the showroom floor on the inside. I mean, it's incredible.
That's crazy.
You know, you were talking, it made me think of a couple of stories you've told in the past as far as building this business. I know when you first learned about this product, I remember you saying you were driving home from that meeting, and by the time you got to your house, tell the story.
Yeah, that was my first day in network marketing. So I'd been using Fuel Factor X for a couple of months. I had no idea it was network marketing. Network marketing wasn't even on my radar. Matter of fact, I grew up in an Amway house, and so I avoided network marketing at all costs, wanted nothing to do with it. And then I found out it was a network marketing company launching this fuel treatment. And I actually told them, I said, well, I'm not interested at all anymore. I just want to buy it. Well, right then, the guy that brought me into network marketing put me in a car, drove me to Salt Lake City, Utah, introduced me to the founders, and got me excited about network marketing. Well, it's a 2-hour drive from Salt Lake City, Utah to where I live in Idaho. And so I said, well, what do I do? He said, call everybody you know, tell them to come over to your house. You're going to show them something. So I did. I didn't call them and say, hey, I found this fuel treatment. You got to come look at this. We're going to serve it. I just called everybody I know. I said, I've been in Salt Lake all day. You're not going to believe what I just found. I'm bringing it home. I'm going to be at my house at 7. I need you there to look at this. And so I went through like 40 or 50 of my people that I knew the best, and all of them committed to coming. So I called them all, and I didn't call and give them a presentation. It was a 20-second phone call because I had to call a lot of people. And now take note, I said call. I didn't send them a text message. I didn't send them a Facebook message. I actually picked up the phone so they could hear my voice, see how excited I was. And then we get about an hour from my house. I said, okay, I called them all, now what? He said, call them all back and tell them to bring somebody. So I called them all back and I said, you know what? This is so exciting. What about our mutual friend, Tom? Call Tom and bring Tom with you. Click, go to the next one. Call. And so by the time I get 10 minutes from my house, my wife calls me, tells me there's 200 people in my living room, nowhere to park. And why are all these people at our house? Because I didn't even tell my wife I went to Salt Lake. She was the last one I actually called. I'm like, oh, honey, I got to talk to you about something. I'm coming home. Just get them all some more cookies, feed them a beer, whatever it takes to keep them there. I'm on my way. Anyways, and that's what I did. I got excited and I opened my mouth and called everybody I possibly could as fast as I could. And now in the modern day era that we have, we have Zoom. We're on one right now. I couldn't have called all you guys in Africa at that point in my life, right? But now you guys can do the same thing. Hey, you're not going to believe what I just got my hands on. I'm inviting a few select people to a Zoom call next Thursday. I have a few limited seats. Can I count on you to take one of my seats? boom. And then follow up with them an hour before the Zoom call, make sure they're still coming, and start loading up Zooms like we did in the olden days with our living rooms. And if you can start loading up Zoom rooms, you're going to see some amazing results. And in the next 48 hours, you're going to be seeing some announcements coming from corporate regarding Zooms and schedules and things like that, where we can really start to grow this thing on a collective effort and really do some incredible things together. So that's that story, Dale. That's what I did there.
All right. Oh, let me shut this off. Sorry. That's what happens when you get on the phone and start calling people and you end up with 200 people in your home, which I believe you signed everybody that day. And
we did. We got done at 4 o'clock in the morning by the time everybody got put in the system.
All right, let me call you back.
So, but yeah, it was a crazy first 24 hours to my network marketing adventure, for sure. That was 15 years ago.
So that's what happens when you invite a lot of people. Now I think we got enough time. That's what happens when you have a lot of people show up. Now tell us a story, because I want them to see the power of one. Tell them a little bit about the story of Cody, Wyoming.
Yeah, and you know, since that day, I kind of grow. So you got to realize, like my first night, I just explained to you what it was. So I expected every day the rest of my life was going to go this way. Boy, I couldn't have been more wrong, because I'd go help somebody with their home meeting and nobody would show up, or they'd have half the people show up or whatever. And as I got, 4, 5, 6 years down the road, I guess it was probably 3 or 4 years, I was still trying to hit that top rank in the company. I never could get there. I'd almost basically given up because, I had other businesses to run that were doing well. And I was wondering if this network marketing thing was for me. And I had a guy out of Colorado that come in and did the same thing I did. Invited a bunch of people, ranked up really fast in his first 2 weeks. I seen it online, so I called him. He was living in Colorado. He says, but I want you to come help me do a meeting in my hometown. He said, I can get everybody in my small town to show up to this meeting. If you'll come do it, we'll start promoting it. So I actually called the owner of the company, told him to come with me. We're going to have this big event in Cody, Wyoming. Cody, Wyoming, by the way, so you understand, very, very small. Like population is just in the 1,000 or 2,000 people. But I'm a small town kid, so I understand the power. If you get the right person in a small town, everybody goes. So I get excited about this. We fly in, me and the owner of the company fly in. We land in a blizzard 2 hours before the event. And it's crazy, crazy snowstorm. No power in the whole town. The power's out. We drive over to the venue where we're doing the event. They have cookies and pop and water for hundreds of people. And literally the only person in that venue is the affiliate and his 80-year-old grandmother. And me and the owner of the company. And I'm going, oh boy, this isn't good. So they're like, what are you going to do? I says, well, I'm still going to do a presentation. The power came back on. I started the projector and I did a full presentation for grandma. That was it. We ate a whole bunch of cookies, drank a whole bunch of punch, but the owner of the company's there, right? So I still got to do my thing. I can't just go, oh, this sucks, and go home. You got to excuse me. I'm just getting over this cold. So anyways, we get done with the event. We fly home for 6 or 8 months. Every time I do an event, the owner of the company's teasing me. Is this going to be another Cody, Wyoming? Are people going to show up? What are you getting me into, Chris? We're going through this whole deal. And then I decided I was going to go to one last convention before I stepped back from the network marketing world. I wouldn't have quit. I would have just put my attention somewhere else. And so I went to an event. While I'm at the event, I'm logging into my back office and seeing volume ticking up. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And I start to notice the people coming in, their last names are all Russian. They're Russian last names. At least they appeared to me to be, from what I understood. And so I'm like researching, and they were Russian, Ukrainian names. And I found the guy that was signing everybody up. His name was actually Andre. So I called corporate, got his phone number. I called him. He's like, yeah, man, I'm super excited about this fuel treatment. I'm getting a whole bunch of people excited, but I don't know what to do. I said, where do you live? He said, I live in Seattle. So I booked a flight to Seattle. I fly up there and I'm asking him, I'm like, hey, how did you find out about Fuel Factor X and what we're doing here? And he says, well, I actually am a contractor and I repair wooden floors around the West United States for a Chinese company. He said, and last week I was putting a whole new warranty floor in an old lady's house in Cody, Wyoming. And as I got done, she offered me a tip and asked me if I'd like to save some money on my fuel driving back from Wyoming to Washington. And she gave me a bottle of Fuel Factor X. And within 500 miles, I seen how well it was working. I started calling people. And he said, I called her and I got a link to sign up. I was just hoping. And he said, I actually called her and she said she had no idea, but this is the link that she's supposed to give people. So anyway, I come home and 2 weeks later, I called the owner of the company and I said, hey, I need help in Seattle for a big event. Will you fly out there with me? He says, is this going to be Cody, Wyoming? I'm like, no, this team's really cranking. It's the new Ukrainian Russian guys. And so he got on a plane. We did an event. There was 450 prospects in the room. When we closed out that event, I hit the top rank in the company that night. The one I was almost quit over, I hit it that night. And as we're walking out, I remember Kurt going, where did you find all the Russians and Ukrainians? And I looked him right in the face. The owner, his name was Kirk. And I said, I found him in Cody, Wyoming. And my point is, I didn't quit. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on this call either. So that really hits home on step 3 of not quitting, because you just never know. You know, I've flown across the world and done events for 5,000 people. And I've also flown across the world for 5 people. And those 5 people have produced more than the 5,000 events. So you just never know. At the end of the day, you just got to keep going, keep grinding, keep going, because you never know when that next person is going to tell the right person. And really, with how cool our compensation plan is, you just need 2 people. You need 2 superstars to take off running and you're set. And so, I mean, that comp plan, we had to have what, like 7 or 8 or something like that, didn't we, Dale, to really make it happen? So anyways, that's the Cody, Wyoming story. So never, ever quit.
Well, thanks for telling that, because what I wanted to get across, I'm so glad you started the way you did, because there's many ways for this business to succeed. You can start off by calling 200 of your friends or 40 of your friends who invite other people and have 200 people in the meeting and blow up your business right off the bat. Or you can get lucky and find that grandma who's going to tell somebody that's going to take this business and just explode with it. And that runs right into something I wanted to say here about, I was just talking to some of our African people here just a little while ago today. And we have people, guys, because of, it wasn't only us that took a little hit during the pandemic. It was every company, whether you were in network marketing or any company, but so many network marketing companies struggled. Some of them got destroyed. I mean, there's, I could talk about companies that were doing $1 billion a year and 3 years ago, and they're gone. Okay. So there is so many big time leaders out there, especially in Africa, from what I can see, that are looking for a new home. We're looking to people right now. We're looking to a guy that's got 53,000 affiliates and is thinking about coming over. We've got another gentleman who's was #1 with Organo Gold, #1 with Tassily, #1 with Neptune. This guy is incredible, and he's coming over thinking about coming over with a huge team. We got people that have been had over 100,000 affiliates on their team. And then the person who's the upline to that guy is thinking about coming in. So what I'm trying to get across here is there has never been a better time to be building the business than right now, especially in Africa, because you have so many leaders that are looking for a new home. Do not be afraid, okay? We always talk about 20 seconds of courage. You need 20 seconds of courage to walk up to somebody that you may be intimidated by and say, I've always respected you. I've always been in awe of what you're doing. I'm doing something myself that I think is really exciting. I'd love to see what you think of it. It's that simple. It's that simple. And if they're looking and they see what we have to offer, there's no way they're not going to join. And who are they going to join under? The person who had the 20 seconds of courage to walk up to them. and say that. Imagine how frustrated you will be if you thought about talking to somebody who's like that, and someday you go to one of our meetings that we're eventually going to have big corporate meetings in Africa, I'm sure of it. Can you imagine going to one of our 3-day corporate meetings in Africa someday and seeing that person you didn't talk to, somebody else did have that 20 seconds of courage, and now they're making tens of thousands of dollars every month because of that connection. Okay, so there is so many opportunities in Africa right now. It's just to me, it's just mind-boggling. So all you have to do is get out there and let people know what we have to offer, whether it's that guy with just one vehicle who's looking to save money on fuel, whether it's that person that owns a fleet of vehicles and is looking to save money, or, you know, and you think about that person who owns that fleet, okay, and is trying to save money. You don't think he knows owners of other fleets that he might be able to sell this product to too? So again, the connections, the spider web of connections that are created by just getting out there and talking to people can be overwhelming. Let me see if Asia will be coming on here very shortly. I want to make sure she's not on here yet.
Dale, I do believe that Z is with us.
She is with us. Okay, great.
I believe so.
So here's what we're going to do now. Number one, Chris, thank you so much for you're coming on and giving us a training. You know, I appreciate you immensely.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. I'll let you guys get to it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Asia, good to see you.